Hi guys, Lucian here again, and we're back for the last map on my my map breakdowns series for Endgame. We're on Conquest Operation Riverside, a map that I can actually pronounce the name of. And I've saved the best to last. This is, in my opinion, the best map of the DLC. I'm going to take the Viper. Okay, off we go. Now this is also, don't forget, the map which has got the Easter egg on, if you didn't see that already. And first of all, this is the same with Rush. You come down this hill here, we've got the woods. It's called the woods because there's lots of trees in the woods. There's a lot of rocks as well, so watch out for all sorts of combat going on there. We've got the river which runs down through the whole of the map, main river, and also we've got the famous bridge here, the bike jump bridge. So you need a fair bit of speed to get up over this thing, but that's where this is located. Up on the top side here by A, so very good for getting around. B, ho, what could this be called, guys? What's it going to be called? Of course, it's the gas station. You've got a fairly open hillside up on here with a lot of trees and so on and so on. An interesting thing, unless I'm mistaken, I am mistaken. Hey, somehow managed to survive though. There's a really weird thing in this game mode in that some of the trees, I think it might be these actually. Yeah, here we go. So like some of the trees are, you can't hit them. You can just fly right through them. And then some of them you can. Like this one looks like one that you can. Nope, pass straight through that. Okay, so you can really pass through a lot of these trees as aircraft, which is weird because some of them you hit and they're like bloody concrete blocks. Some of them you hit and you just fly right through them. Here, of course, is the Easter egg. If you guys have not seen it yet, this is where it's located. I showed it already on another video, but here it is again. It's a little thing here. A lot of people saying from sort of 2142, hinting at. Is it hinting at another Battlefield game? Is it hinting at the next one? Who knows? But there you go. That's where it is. Right. So going on down to C. Now C again is going to be the dropship control, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be another warehouse. Let's just see what this thing is called right here. I'm pretty sure it will be the warehouse. Let's just quickly run in and find out. It is the warehouse, of course. Excellent. Am I going to be able to get out of here without killing myself? I'm not sure. Just need to move back a little bit. There we go. Right. Now on to D. And D, of course, is like a kind of power station, substation. And it's titled Power Station, of course. And then over up onto E, the last rush base as well. This is the outpost. So that's your maps. Here, by the way, is the spawn of the Russian team. They get 2 helicopters, as do we. And that's where it's located. So this map overall as Conquest, I really like it. It's fast. The roads that go between are very fast, but be careful of mines. The river, as you can see, running all around this base here. We've got these dams, which are obviously used for the fuel station. There's barrels and boxes that you can jump across getting over these rivers. I love this map. I love the look of this map. Look at these rivers, the way it flows down through into the dams themselves. It's an amazingly designed map. This is really great. In fact, I'm pretty sure I might do a sort of weekend event where we just play this map on different game modes. I really like it. It works well on Capture the Flag, it works well on Conquest because they're kind of spread out but not enough that you can't kind of get through quickly to them. It's got a lot of different nice levels, the hillside over here, and just talking about this map I feel a lot more sort of enjoyment than I do with the other maps. Some of the other maps can be a real frustration, and this one just, it doesn't seem to be. It's a really nice enjoyable map for everything that you would want from a map. As I say, it's got kind of complex areas, simple areas, but more than that, it just looks really beautiful. I mean, this map, look, you've got these mountains in the background, okay, we've got these nice earthy autumn colours, the rocks running throughout, the river looks great, you know, everything about this map looks really awesome, and unlike the horrible sort of weird texturing that I was showing you before on the Chiesa rail side, you'll see the water here does not have that effect. It's nice, it looks really good. So yeah, This map, as I say, it's just really nice. It's a really enjoyable map to play. There's a lot of great features. Again, I think you can get up on this roof because I think it's kind of like a default copy and paste map. No, maybe we can't. Maybe that's just for... Nope, don't think you can get up on this one, guys. I thought that it would just be a default copy and paste roof. I haven't actually tried to get it there myself, as it was on the abandoned flats. But no, you can't get out on that one. Okay, we're going to go on to Rush now and take a look around. I could happily go all the way around this map, show you every little detail of it, but I think you're going to want to find out that for yourself. One thing that I would point out, watch out under these bridges, okay? Because under these bridges right here, people can get in here and drop recon points down, which is very good. If you drop a recon point on this bridge or on the corner here, it's a good staging point for getting into these bases on Rush or Conquest. Alright guys, we're going to head over to Rush now, my final Rush breakdown of the day. I'll see you there, and we're looking at the fantastic Operation Riverside. Okay, we're back on Rush Operation Riverside, and as I say, this map plays out so well on multiple game modes, and it does the same for Rush. It's my favourite Rush map of this DLC, it's my favourite Conquest map of this DLC. So to begin with attacking, again we only get a little bird this time, that's all we get. So you don't get any kind of real strength of equipment on this base, you just get a little bird and 2 bikes. So you really don't have tons of equipment, unlike a lot of the other Rush maps. I think that's probably why I like this, because it means you get a lot more engaging gameplay, it's a lot more focused, it feels a lot more like many of the vanilla maps rather than a sort of armoured kill style map. This feels akin to kind of, like I say, sort of not back to Karkan because it's not urban, but it does feel like a kind of more vanilla styled map, which is more enjoyable. Now this first base here is kind of an interesting one because you come straight down the hill here. It's quite close to the base, but as you come in here onto A, there's a lot of combat going on all around these mountainous regions around this area here, and there's a lot of kind of tight bottlenecks of people fighting, so it really makes for quite intense combat. It doesn't look like it could be that interesting actually, this first base, but it really is. It's unusual that you don't take this base because you can just pour down onto it, but you can see from up here, you know, you've got a lot of nice line of sight down these bottleneck sort of corridors down onto the enemy. Similarly, as defenders coming back up the other way, you have the same problem, and you can see that there's a lot of these nice sort of pine needles coming down here. Again, see, we can really focus down. You can get all into these rocks. It's going to make it difficult for any attackers coming up this hill here. BMcom, weirdly, just out here, just out in the open. The only thing I kind of question about this position here is like why the hell you would have these MCOMs like just out and about in the middle of nowhere, but whatever. So these are very easy ones to take. You'll find that they'll go down very, very quickly. When you get up here, you can get pretty much up onto all these rocks right here, and so it gives you a very strong line of sight down onto anybody coming in onto the base, and you can find your own way. Again, there are way too many positions for me to show you. The scale of these maps is large, but I mean, for example, this thing right here, what a nasty little bottleneck this is. I know in games before I've been kind of just covering this general area, and you have people coming up through these sort of narrow gorges here, and you know, you're just going to cut them down, which is no fun as a defender. There you go. Even got some nice little upturned trees here you can use as like a bit of cover. Come on. Yeah, we've got a fallen down tree here, but nice use of a little bit of cover here if you've got sort of a lot of vehicle combat going on. There's not so much vehicle combat, as I say, though, on this map. It does tend to be a lot more kind of infantry, light vehicle based combat. So pouring down here, we're heading for the fuel station, gas station, petrol station. And again, you can pour down onto this left hand side here. You can take up positions behind these skips and stuff like that to kind of move forward through. You can get around here down to the riverside, which is going to give you the ability to kind of flank up. You can't go very far out round though, because obviously you've got the edge marker of the restriction zone there. But again, this base, it can actually be kind of tricky, this one, because again, you've got an enclosed space. You've got a huge area of open ground to cover. Look, you've got to come right out across this open area here, which makes it a bit tricky to sort of get down to this base, but it's not too bad. Most of the time, you'll take this one as well. Just by pushing up here, you can get up onto these rocks. The defenders will come kind of generally around this area, so you can put them down, and then you'll be onto this base, which, again, so not too hard. If you're pouring down from the top up here, I say pouring down because usually when the attackers on these maps are running forward, they just literally rush, and you'll be unless you can really stop and knock the momentum as defenders, you're really going to, you know, have a real problem there. Okay, so coming down off this hill, if you want to go for a straight run in, I would just say kind of move forward, drop a bit of smoke. Okay, so I've quickly covered this open area for myself. I can now, you know, I've got reload, drop another one. So I've kind of safely made my way there, look, with no real trouble across to the AM com. They wouldn't have been able to see me or get a shot off. Once that's armed, again, you can very easily take positions to cover it. Okay, wouldn't be a big deal to stay here or wherever you want to be. I know a lot of people would often do this and get in the skips themselves. Again, it'll give you a nice line of sight on anybody getting in onto that. Okay, the BM-com itself is actually located inside this concrete building here in the gas station. You can, I think, destroy these doors. Yes, you can. And then you'll be straight in. Be aware that there may be defenders in this room. They've potentially destroyed the back. Before now, I've seen this wall destroyed and they come in here and hide. Again, you can be down here, wait for the attackers to come in, be able to lay down some fire on them there. But once you've got these things armed, you're really going to want to push forward to around this area here. That's where the defenders are going to be coming from. Similarly, defenders, you want to watch out for attackers in this area as you come around here. But you're going to know that because if they've pushed up to this base, you're going to already have had to deal with them. Okay, now we go on to the next base, which is kind of the warehouse section. It pretty much goes through most of the conquest points on this map from point to point. There we go. And we also now at this point we get an LAV. So you have a little bit more armour onto the next base now when you take this second base. However, we're going to go for a motorbike, a bit more motorbike action. We're going to take that jump that we want to take. Jump that everybody wants to take. Off we go. There we go. Straight over. I have to say, it tends to be a little bit more, it's a bit easier coming from this direction. Like when you're going the other way, it seems to not give you as much height. But this one, so you get plenty of height going over. You won't make it from about this distance. You need to go right up here to get a good run up. Wait. You need to get a good run up to get down this thing, because otherwise, if you go from a short distance, you won't make it. So you really need to go from up here if you want to go. If starting just from back this road here, I don't know, I always found that I kind of didn't quite make it. So you only just get over. So anyway, so you can take these bikes here, and you see you can go all the way up here. You can this base is much faster than the previous ones. The only downside is you have this river to deal with, but you can still get in the base here. And see that we're straight on A. So very, very quick to get into this base. Defenders need to be aware of the fact that you can get very, very quickly onto this base. This one, we've got an internal building. Watch out for this structure inside here. We've got the same deal as we did on the Nabadan desert one. Okay, Nabadan. Alright, you're going to watch out for people up on these gantries, hiding behind these positions. A little bit more light on this map though. But again, be aware of people in different positions around this section. Right, in these blocks, things like this. You're going to be watching, they're going to be waiting for you to come in here. Alright, even in the back of this truck. Who knows? You know, you can use the truck as cover. A lot of different places you could be hiding in here. So as attackers and defenders, you need to just watch out for everyone in this area. Now, I kind of very quickly just ran straight in on this base. I didn't really give you a chance to look at the base itself. So let's just have a very, very quick look. Now, what we've got here, as you can see, is a much more insane jump, which I'm going to try in a sec. This is a much more exciting jump. It doesn't really work the other way, I have to say. There is a jump platform, sort of landing pad there. You can make it across this river with a bike because you can kind of jump and go point to point to point all the way across. But this was the one. This is really a conquest jump though. It doesn't really benefit you in rush. But anyway, we've got we've got the sort of hydroelectric section here on this bridge. The LAV can move up, the LAV can move across this river here, it can move across the bridge itself. Obviously got some gates here which we don't need to deal with too much. How cool is that? That you can't get through? You can get through. Anyway, they've got the bridge to cross here. They've put all this kind of works here. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could drop some mines if you're quick enough as a defending team, maybe even get on here. But to be honest, this base tends to get overwhelmed quite quickly because the attackers move forward very, very fast and the defenders are usually not in a position. This base is very, very large and open. The first and second bases tend to get held better than this one. But moving on to the fourth and fifth base on this map, you tend to have a lot more sort of success there. And the last base particularly seems to be a lot more successful. Right, let's try this jump. Gonna need a run up because it's quite a big one, but right, get some speed. Let's do this. I just made it. There we go. Good stuff. That was spooky. The LAV kind of just moved up the road. I was kind of like, what the hell? Okay, so for the next base, again, we're going down to the power station. You can go on the left side through from the warehouse, or you can go up here, and we have another jump for ourselves right here. And you see, you can just keep on going. And you'll be straight in to the base. So really these jumps and stuff are working very, very well for the attackers and defenders or Conquest or whatever. It's nice that they put these kind of jumps in here for people to use. But again, you've got all this hillside up here as well, so it's kind of snipers loving this up here because you can obviously aim down into the base there, so good if you like that kind of thing. The river itself, again, it's quite shallow, so you can kind of drive through it. I think not in all places, but you can pretty much just drive through the river, look. So there's a lot of different routes and stuff that you can take to get into these bases, just generally driving around. It's a fun map, it's a really good map, this one. Watch out for mines and stuff coming down into the base here, the hydroelectric plant. We've obviously got these bits on the side here. That's all you need to know, really. Do watch out for... I've seen a couple of people being in slightly questionable positions covering this BM-com area, so we'll arm this up. Watch out for this office when you're arming that, because obviously it'd be very easy for someone to kind of... You can't really do anything prone, but you can be prone and then hear people and then pop up and just take them out. So this is kind of like a good hiding position as a defender. Also, I can imagine totally some support guys sitting in here with a C4 trigger, just waiting to hear people start arming and then click, bang, you're gone, and then just reload themselves. So that would definitely be a nice little trap position. Okay, let's just go on to A. A itself is actually in this power station. It's a shame you can't kind of get electrocuted. I think that'd be kind of cool, but whatever. Like, imagine if you had multiple guys in here or something, and you just throw a grenade at like one of these beacons, or hit it even, and then the whole lot blows up with like electricity all over the place. You know, that would be quite cool. But no, you can't do that. That's just in my imagination. Again, let's take a little look at the river here. Really, really nice environment. I can imagine that sort of team deathmatch game modes, this map is going to be really, really awesome as well. I'd say it plays out really well for capture the flag, as you can imagine, with these kind of jumps and stuff and the bikes all around. This can be quite fast, but really awesome capture the flag mode. I did play a really frustrating game of capture the flag though, where this guy decided to just walk from this base and he refused to take any vehicle, and he's just like walking all the way through here. Anyway, whatever. Right, on to the last base. The last base is just literally up the hill here. It's the outpost, I think it was, for Conquest. Two main ways you can go. You can go straight up the road there, or you can go around the cliff edge. We're going to go up the cliff edge and go over this hill. Not much to talk about on this last one. It's a straight over the hill job. You just run up here over the top, and you've got two buildings right in close quarters on proximity to one another. But actually this base can be very difficult because, as with most last bases, the defenders spawn very close to it, and once they can get this locked down, it can be very difficult. We were having a real hard time to get in on this one last night because they had a couple of bipod LMGs set up on these rocks over here, and as soon as you would kind of come up here, they would just stick their head out and you'd get cut down. They also had strong engineers going up on the road here, and our LAV was kind of not... We had some guy in the LAV who was not helping the team. It's not sort of moving up. So again, speed and overpowering is going to be really key to taking this base. You wouldn't think it would be very difficult to take. They are very close together, but that doesn't help, you see, because it means that you can have like 1 or 2 people just generally around this area. As defenders, for example, you know, you could very easily just get in somewhere like this. As soon as anybody comes around these corners, drops down, you know, you can just lay that fire down on them from any direction. There was defenders up on these rocks here, so I'll let you explore a little bit yourself when you're in these games, but there's a lot of different positions you can use, a lot of trees, a lot of cover, mines you're going to want to put down as coming into the base, and it's a tricky one. Obviously you can blow through this wall here to get in. I haven't got anything to do that with. And then it's just a case of B and A and we're good to go. So that's been my breakdown now of all the maps on the Endgame DLC. They're pretty enjoyable for the most part. They're slightly more armoured kill than I would like. I would have preferred them to be more in the vein of Aftermath, that kind of reign of things. But they're bigger maps, obviously. I think Aftermath basically was kind of more... It was giving a little bit more to the console side players, a little bit smaller maps. This DLC is much more tailored towards the PC gamer. They're much larger, more open scale maps, and you know, it shows in the map scale. However, this map really does play out quite well for console. I really enjoy it. It's one that I'm going to definitely probably add to my rotation for Rush, and maybe capture the flag as well, I don't know. But yeah, hugely enjoy this map. Love the look of it, love the way it plays out, love the design of it, love everything about it. So my favourite map of the DLC of this one. I got some more stuff coming out, got my full review on Sunday, guys, so be sure to check that out. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please drop a like, comment, always read them, and I'll see you next time for some more Battlefield 3.